Hi.
Hey.
This is Beckah Shae.
Hello. I love it. That sounds like a commercial. Hey, this is Beckah Shae.
Hi.
You're lucky to have that kind of, rhyming sound to your voice. I'm so happy to talk to you. My gosh, it's been so long.
I
I
know.
feel like it's all
So
via
fast.
Facebook. It's like comments and tweets back and forth kind of thing, but it's so glad to hear actual voice on voice.
Yay.
It's so funny because I was looking at my profile picture on one of my email accounts and it's still my love glasses that you
I
sent
know.
me
I
like
love
5 years
it.
ago.
It's so amazing. I love it.
That was like the
You should never
sweetest
take them off.
box. It was so sweet. It had like this a box of your CDs, and you had love glasses and a little note from you. It was so sweet, and we've never gotten over you since, thankfully.
Oh, it's probably been too long. You guys need a new box now. You'll have to send me the address again.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
definitely. And that's still one of my favorite songs. If I just saying the word love glasses, I can see your video like in my head. That was one of my
Aww.
favorite songs. We were Beckah Shae fans, like we'd already gotten a hold of some of your music before that, and then that came out kind of big around that time, and then we were like, oh my gosh, where's she been hiding? And had you been picked up by a label early on, you would have been catapulted. I think it's good where you're at, though. I think working with your husband and having time for
Yes.
your kids, I'm not sure you should have went any
Yes.
other way.
We've got it. We've got a great thing going on here.
I don't know what's more beautiful, your voice, you and your marriage to
Oh.
Jack, the family, the hair, but I'm pretty sure it's the kids. I'm telling you, I want to know what version of Photoshop you use because I don't think they're real kids.
You're so funny.
they're s- they're so
Oh, thank you so
adorable.
much.
And you stole baby names from me. Actually, my girls are in
No,
college.
they belong to you too.
No,
You
mine
have
are
those
way.
names too.
Yeah, I was way before you. I had my shot. I really wanted all three of those names, but my second daughter, which was my last baby, I have three kids, and one is actually a boy. But I wanted my first daughter was Amanda, and I had named her after a friend of mine. So the second one I thought, I want to go with something like that, and I was like Joy or Grace, and then when I really got hung up on Hope the last time, and I lost the battle. Her name is Alicia because eventually we named them all A names. So it's Alex, Amanda, and Alicia. So we ended up with another A name to keep the A thing going. But I love those names, and that baby can't be real. She is just. I love when you wrote something delicious one day on her picture, and I was like, "See,
Oh,
that's what I mean. She's so cute." I could talk all
I
day
know
about
I
just
could
your
eat her.
kids.
Thank you
I
so
it's
much.
kind of poor Jack though when they reach their teens. I can only if they continue to stay as gorgeous as they are. I'm already praying. Believe me. And
Aw.
I tell you, I love your Merry Christmas Baby video. That's so cute. I mean, it's so adorable. I love somebody wrote maybe a little too much PDA, and I was like, unless that's pretty darn adorable, I don't know what she's talking about. Cause
Thanks.
so was
So
it hard to
funny.
talk Jack into it, or was he like totally on board for that?
Oh yeah, that's like our everyday life, pretty much. Maybe we might have held back a little bit for the video, even because
Oh,
it's like you're being taped.
well, yeah, and children are watching, yeah. But it's so amazing just looking back at all of the songs, like from the Champion album, and like songs like Incorruptible and Turbo, and then you're able. I literally looked up Wikipedia, which is kind of silly, I know, because I feel like I've already researched you for the last few years, but I
I don't know who writes that stuff, by the way.
well,
Like I've
what's
looked on Wikipedia before and been like, "That's not true," or where did that come from?"
Well, I was
So I
curious
don't
how
know.
they classified you as an artist because of between let your love glasses, put your love glasses on, and some of your upbeat stuff to some of your, more laid back, worship style. And then you got this Christmas, album. It was funny because they have like all these genres under your name. It's like they don't know either. It's like
That's so funny.
all these, it's hip hop.
Oh my gosh, I want to go look at it.
Now you got to look at your own Wikipedia, yeah. But you have a lot of genres under your name, which normally it just says hip hop or Christian rap or
right.
worship artists, whatever. But there's several different styles. So what is 2016 been like for Beckah Shae?
It was a huge year. I mean, we had a baby, so
yeah.
We actually released 3 albums in 2016, which I think that's probably the most we've ever done in 1 year. We did the rest with no words, and then we did the Mighty album, and we did the Christmas album all in 2016. So we were really busy, with that, and then also, obviously having a baby is, it was a joy. Everything's been just really it's been a joyful year. A lot of wonderful things.
So Christmas
kind of went by so fast, because I was like, my time hop was coming up from Christmas time last year, and I thought, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it's already the next time. Like, it's the next year. I think part of it is just being pregnant and having a baby, because I took 3 months off before I had Hope, and then I took 3 months after I had Hope. So I kind of missed like a whole 6 months.
Oh wow!
Because I was literally just staring at her face and feeding her every 2 hours type thing. Like the 3 months before I had Hope, I took off because I was so big, like I was pregnant, and I really didn't want to go anywhere. I just wanted to focus on,
taking care of her.
I think we were working. Yeah, and we finished the Mighty album during that time too. So I was just home, and I was just really, being pregnant and working at home. So you kind of miss a lot. And then also we took our girls to Israel in 2016,
I saw that.
Which was really amazing. And Joy and Grace, both got baptized, and Hope got dedicated, and that was a huge trip, a trip of my dreams, really. Like,
that's like bucket list items. Yeah, that's amazing. I saw the pictures, and it's like, it must have been wonderful to walk the older girls through it, because they're old enough to understand what you're talking about, to just walk them through the history of everything. That's so cool. I thankfully, because we're friends, I get to see your personal page. Honestly, I don't like probably as much as I should on the Beckah Shae page, because I know there's more baby stuff on yours. So I spend too much time when I always look at your personal one. I'm curious, through all these years, I'm assuming you've had label offers before you started Shae Shock, right?
Yeah, we had label when we moved to Nashville and we did our first record. We had lots of meetings with different labels. We really, to be honest, it's such a unique situation that we have, Shock and I, because not a lot of husband and wives have that kind of situation where we can do it together. Not only is Shock incredibly talented as far as musically, he can produce music and do all these things, but he's also really, really, he's really wise and has a lot of knowledge on the business end. So he went to Belmont for music business, which was such a great decision. So he really, he really does his research and tries to find out ways to handle all of it. So when we first started, we were for sure thinking we could never do something like this on our own. Well, I think we still have moments of that. Even 11 years later, we're like, please, how are we even doing this? I don't even know how we're doing this. But then we thought for sure, there was this ideal way that things are supposed to be done, and you're just supposed to do it that way. And there was just something really supernatural and holy about us coming together and being one and being married, and it was really, really very pure. and very holy. And we honestly prayed about every single decision in our life at that time when we first got married. And we just wanted to make sure that whatever we did, it would bring glory and honor to God, but we wouldn't compromise. We wouldn't, let me think of a way. Like we knew that we learned really fast, because our whole entire, even marriage was unique. We learned really fast that just because there's a majority going in one direction does not necessarily mean that is, for everyone, and that is God. So, never confuse the will of the majority for the will of God, and that's one of the lessons that we learned right when we got married. And so God began to teach us that, and we were very, very cautious about just saying, okay, well, we're just supposed to get on the label now, because, this is what we're doing. We're going to make music, and God's calling us to do this, so we need help because we can't do it. So let's just get on the label. But we ended up getting in several meetings with record labels, and we didn't have the peace. We didn't have peace to become partners and walk. How can you walk together unless you're in one accord, right? So, we just didn't feel like they understood our vision, or they didn't understand our calling. Like, they didn't understand. And so, as crazy as it may seem to most people, we decided, okay, we're going to have no support by choosing not to partner with them, but yet we're going to have total support by God, because He is going to carry us and do it. If we do it His way, He'll take care of us. You know what I mean? Like, we just had to really walk by faith and trust. Like, okay, God, we're not getting peace with this, so we're going to choose that you're going to lead us and guide us, and you're going to provide for us. And if this is really what you want, then you'll bless it. So we took a huge risk, and we did that, and it really, throughout time and throughout the years, has proven that we made the right choice. Like, He's proven to us, and He's blessed us. The other thing is, there's moments where I'm always like, we need to have that support, that machine behind us that might have catapulted us, or did this or did that. But then actually, whenever I have those moments, I sit back and I look back and I think, I love what we have, because we have freedom, we have joy, we have peace, we have God has totally provided for us. And everywhere we go, it's so beautiful, because it's like an invitation from God Himself. Like, we've never had to push doors open and try to do things our own way, and try to have to go here and do these big festivals or do this because we had to. We've never had to do stuff because we had to.
Yeah.
We do it because it's been, like, motivated by love and the passion and the calling, and it's been a joy. And when we get invited places, we have a lot of the same, like mind and like spirit, and and we can say yes, or we can say no, or we can allow the Holy Spirit to lead us. So it's been really, really sweet. And our number one ministry is our family. So, after, like, meeting so many people in the industry and I hear a lot of times how difficult it is for them to be together as a family because of what they have to do. And, because we're so unaware really of how that machine even works, like, when we do get to hear things, sometimes we just sit back and realize, we really are thankful for how we did this, or how God is doing this for us, So,
well, I grew up with Bart Miller. We've been friends since we were about 7 or 8 years old, and they have 5 kids. And I know his wife and his mother-in-law and his father-in-law very well. And I, every time they come around town, I go see them and go backstage and talk to him. But I also know the side of his wife, and I know how his in-laws have to help, so much with the kids. They got the older ones in their teens, but then they got elementary school kids, and one of them has diabetes, and it's just, the the tug and pull, they really never expected it. They spent probably 7 years playing youth camps and playing free gigs wherever, and then I Can Only Imagine hit, which they didn't even ever plan to release, and then once that hit, it was like, they just hitched their wagon to the label, and then now 23 years later, it's like, we're okay now. How do we go backwards? How do we jump off the tracks now? And because it's really hard. I actually work with an independent band I've been managing for about 8 years, and we've had several label offers, and I think one of the main things, and everything you said, I echo your sentiments, and I will tell you that the main problem we had is that they wanted to change not only who we were as a band and maybe how we sounded, and wanted us to be more mainstream, fit in a box, but also they wanted to change what we felt, God wanted us to do. And, this isn't even remotely. We're all a family, and you can't split it up. And I think you don't know how smart a decision you made, and you may never know till you meet Jesus. I don't know.
Absolutely. Well, there's moments, like I said, there's moments where I absolutely, totally understand. I'm confident for sure we made the right decision, and then there's other times where you kind of like, oh, but then they're getting to do this big stuff, and they're doing that, and well, maybe we, and so there's like little moments of doubt, but usually God, he gets my attention right away and reminds me again. He's like, no, keep your eyes on me, I'm like, I'm fine.
I think the fact that you guys have a balance is probably your biggest asset, because there's so much about your family that you guys are, always, showing and, excited about, but then they're equally excited about like your music, but then, the recording, and it all seemed, and then your outreach. I think your heart is so meant to reach people. Your heart intent is so beautiful, and I think to still have that, I don't want them to taint anything that's going on right now. I've probably been one of the people praying against you getting a label issue, because I think it's amazing. And I will tell you, you're right about Jack. He has an incredible business head, because he combines being efficient with being courteous and just very, easy to deal with, but yet, like today, I had no doubt you were calling at the time you were going to call. I knew if you were running around with kids or whatever you were doing, no matter what, he was going to be on top of that, on top of the time. I think he's probably naturally gifted that way, but to get training as well. And I envy him, because I would love to work in a recording studio, because I love that aspect. I love editing. I wish I could sing too, but that just wasn't happening. But I'm a tech geek, so it would be like, that's like Mecca when I walk into our recording studio, like for the band. I'm like, oh my gosh, like everyone else is like, we got to get this done. I'm like, oh my gosh, but he's got this and that. That's like Candyland for me.
Fine. It's been such a blessing just to hear from you, and just thank you again so much for, really, because we do this the way that we do it, it's so valuable to us to meet people like you, and to have people like you supporting us, and that you care, and that you're watching, that you see, and that you, just how you've honored me since I called you. It's like a big present from Jesus. It really means a lot. So thank you so much.
When I see your blessings on social media, because of your heart and your spirit and your message, I'm so happy that all these things get to happen to you guys. You're very deserving to have all these blessings from God, and I'm such not only a fan of your music, but a fan of your family and of you, and I'm so excited. All you got to do is say, I'll come to Michigan or Ohio, and I'll. Before you know it, Jack will say, why did you give her my email address? Really?
No, we would love it. Oh, Ginger, you're so precious. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Just so much kindness, and it was a pleasure to talk to you.